Hello! I wanted to make another video because I had to have Jared explain to me how viruses work. So I wanted to share that with all of you. First, I wanted to clarify something about the last one, how soap works. And that is that soap doesn't just wash away the lipid membrane virus contraption. It actually dissolves the lipid membrane. And then as soon as the insides of the virus touch soap or anything like that, basically as soon as the lipid membrane is breached, the virus dies. So soap actually destroys viruses and not just washing them away. So hand washing. How viruses work. So first we need to talk about cells in our bodies, animal cells. So each cell in your body has a specific job. Some cells have the same job, but they only do one thing. But in each of those cells is contained your entire DNA sequence. It's contained in something called the nucleus. So your DNA sits inside the nucleus, inside each of your cells, which is contained inside of a cell membrane. This is a gross oversimplification of an animal cell. There's a bunch of stuff that I left out because it's not especially relevant. So just so you know, this is not what a cell actually looks like. You have to Google it. So each cell in your job has a specific, or each cell in your body has a specific job, like I said, and the job comes from the DNA. But since each cell only does a little bit, what happens is when it's time for the cell to do its job, the DNA sends out a copy of itself that's just the specific part that the cell needs to know, and that's called RNA right here. And that RNA sends out signals and whatever else is needed to the cell so it can perform its job. So, animal cell. Then we have a viral cell. This is not an oversimplification of a viral cell. Viral cells are very simple. They have the lipid layer that we talked about last time, and then in their central processing, whatever, they have something called nucleic acid, which functions like our RNA. So it has these surface proteins, and viruses only target certain types of cells. So specific viruses target specific cells, which is why you hear about respiratory virus or like a stomach virus. Viruses aren't going to target cells that they can't get into, basically. So how they get into cells is through these surface proteins. You'll notice the animal cell also has surface proteins, and these function in a lot of ways, but one of the ways is sort of a lock and key to get into the cell. So when the right or wrong, I guess depending on how you look at it, virus finds its match in an animal cell, it can actually enter the animal cell, which is bad. What happens when it enters the animal cell is it dumps its nucleic acid inside of our cell membrane. And remember I said the nucleic acid functions just like RNA? So the nucleic acid from the virus is now going to be telling the cell what to do, which is bad because when the RNA tells the cell what to do, it does stuff like makes lung tissue and sustains life. And when the virus takes over that job, takes over the cell and becomes sort of the functional RNA, it only tells the cell to make more virus. So it replicates itself within the cell, it spreads to other cells, and then obviously you have a problem in that the cells aren't doing what they were supposed to be doing. So, making healthy lung tissue or helping your stomach process foods in a normal way, then those cells stop being able to function like they're supposed to, and there's a breakdown in the system. These protein receptors are also what helps your immune system fight the virus, because the protein receptors aren't going to match what your immune system is supposed to see from your body, because all of your protein receptors match. So that's how the immune system then fights back against the virus. So that's how viruses work. Did I miss anything? No?
Good.
Okay. Stay safe. Wash your hands.